This franchise has always been about players, it's always been about basketball, and it's about anything we can do to help the player become the best they can be. This is really a huge example and an opportunity to show the rest of the league and the world and that's involved in women's sports what it takes to be a high-level athlete.
It's an unbelievable day for the Indiana Fever, another step for our franchise, again, to make this the best franchise in the world.
The Indiana Fever has made headlines with a jaw-dropping $78 million investment in a cutting-edge facility. But that's only part of the story. Behind the scenes, they've pulled off a blockbuster free agency move that's sending shockwaves across the WNBA. Let's dive into the details of this game-changing moment.
So the Indiana Fever announced that they're going to open a new practice facility coming up before the 2027 season, but they're going to get their own facility now. And they showed the mock-ups online, and it's as you would expect, right? It's going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be awesome. It's going to look cool.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever roster are about to welcome a major new addition. But who's stepping onto the scene? We're unpacking the Fever's latest bold moves, from their state-of-the-art training center to the superstar free agent they've just locked in. Think you've got a clue about what's next for Caitlin Clark and the squad? Stay tuned, too. Find out why Indiana could soon be the WNBA's most talked-about team. Ready to dive in? Let's get started.
As the CEO of Pacer Sports Entertainment, I couldn't be more excited for both our men's and our women's teams to have their own standalone practice facilities. I think it's expanding our campus in a great way. It's providing them everything they need to have the best performance that they can on the court. And I think it's absolutely the right time to do it.
Imagine a basketball paradise sprawling across 8,000 square feet. That's exactly what the Indiana Fever just revealed. But why now? What's the strategy behind this jaw-dropping investment? Let's break it down. This $78 million facility isn't just impressive, it's a game-changer. Nearly double the size of the largest WNBA facilities, whether existing or planned, it even outclasses some NBA team spaces. The Fever aren't just upgrading, they're making a bold, unmistakable statement. Indiana is ready to set a new standard for the WNBA.
All of the weight and conditioning equipment. Obviously, we'll have 2 full-size courts. It'll be available 24/7 for them to come and utilize it, but also just the best in recovery, the best in mental health, places for them to be able to also record content, podcasts, and other things that they may have to go off-site and waste time doing things like that. So they can really maximize their time spent focusing on their performance and not on other things.
Step inside this state-of-the-art basketball facility and you'll discover a game-changing haven. 2 regulation courts are just the beginning. You'll also find top-notch strength training areas, recovery rooms, saunas, and innovative infrared therapy spaces that feel like a high-end spa. Every detail is designed to help athletes perform at their best. But what really sets this facility apart is its holistic approach to supporting players. You'll find mental health resources, a kitchen serving up healthy meals, a podcast studio, and even a nail salon. The Fever organization is redefining what it means to support their athletes, both on and off the court. This facility is more than just a training space. It's a haven where players can thrive.
Well, first of all, our goals for this new training center is really to provide a first-in-class training center that is designed exclusively for women athletes. And I think that's important to note because it's not just a gym, it's a holistic approach to how women athletes train, recover, rehab.
This is going to be the best in class when it comes to a women's professional training facility. And not just the day that it opens, we're going to set this up and think about this as the best in class for many years to come.
Get ready for a game changer in 2027. The Fever's brand new palace is set to open, and it's a strategic move. With Aaliyah Boston's rookie deal expiring that year and Caitlin Clark's contract up in 2028, the Fever is rolling out the red carpet for its stars and future free agents. This is a far cry from what's happening with the Connecticut Sun. While the Fever is building a state-of-the-art facility, the Sun is sharing its practice space with birthday parties and yoga classes. As Alyssa Thomas put it, "We're a professional team competing for playoffs, but we have to share our court with 2-year-old birthday parties." Talk about a stark contrast.
When I played in the Connecticut Sun, we practiced in like the recreational, like the tribal facility, because the team is owned by the tribe. And so sometimes there'll be people doing like yoga classes and
that's crazy,
and different stuff. And like we'll be on the court, like practicing on the full court, like the full
during
NBA
your practice
court.
doing that?
Right. And then they'll come in and we have to like put the divider down.
Hell no.
And then we'll start going on a court that was like smaller than like a high school court. Kid you not, while we're in the playoffs.
They talking about keep it down. We got a yoga class going on over here.
Yeah, and it's like you peek your head over the side and it's like 3 people over there like doing downward dog or something crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? So
The Fever's big move is getting attention from the stars. Caitlin Clark's Instagram post got everyone pumped up, and Aaliyah Boston is already using the new palace as a selling point to lure in top talent. She's spreading the word that Indiana is the place to be, praising the Fever for treating them like the pros they are. Even basketball legend Lisa Leslie is impressed, commenting, "This is what investing in women looks like. When a legend like Leslie is singing your praises, you know you're doing something right."
As we look toward Indianapolis becoming the epicenter of women's sports, having professional women's sports teams and having dedicated training facilities for them is really a key piece of putting that together.
This new facility is a slam dunk for the Fever and the WNBA. It's a game-changing move that will set the standard for years to come. By building a top-notch space, the Fever is sending a clear message. They want to be the go-to team for top talent. As free agency approaches, the Fever is positioning itself as the ultimate destination for players who want to succeed on and off the court. This strategic investment could be the clincher that lures in top players and keeps stars like Boston and Clark in Indiana for the long haul. And now, get ready for some major free agent news that's about to shake up the league.
So we finally got the news that we expected to hear all along for Kelsey Mitchell. We finally got the news, and it is that Kelsey Mitchell of the Indiana Fever has received the core designation. Yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been cored by the Indiana Fever.
Big news out of Indiana. The Fever just made a bold move that has the basketball world buzzing. They've core designated Kelsey Mitchell. Now, if you're wondering what that means, it's basically the WNBA's way of saying, hands off, she's ours. It gives the team exclusive negotiating rights with her during free agency. And let's talk about Kelsey Mitchell. She's a total star. By offering her a one-year Supermax deal worth nearly $250,000, the Fever made it clear they're all in on building a winning team around her. That's a big statement and a big investment in their future.
If you're asking me to give a percentage chance of Kelsey Mitchell staying, I would go as far as to say 99. I'd go as far as say 99.
Here's the twist. Kelsey Mitchell could still leave the Fever, but only if the team agrees to a trade. If she ever wanted out, which doesn't seem likely, the Fever could land some major assets in return, like top draft picks, rising young talent, or even another star player. But let's be real. Why would Mitchell leave? The Fever are building something exciting, and she's a key piece of it. Now imagine this. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark in the same backcourt. That duo would be unstoppable. A scoring powerhouse ready to light up the league.
As I've said, there's no reason why Kelsey Mitchell wouldn't want to play with the Fever. And we've basically seen the Fever posting about Kelsey Mitchell everywhere. So it's not like it's something that is unlikely, but it is going to be huge. And at this stage, it's like trust the process. It's trust the organization. Because look, this organization has proven that they're willing to put the money back that's generated by it.
Last season, Kelsey Mitchell averaged 19.3 points per game. Elite scoring, no doubt. And she did it while sharing the court with Clark and Boston, two players who drew a lot of defensive attention. Now, with Mitchell and Clark together, you've got two of the most dangerous scorers in the game. Defenses will have a tough time figuring out how to stop them both. But the Fever aren't just putting a team together. They're building a powerhouse for the future. They've already locked in 9 players for 2025, and they still have about $650,000 in cap space. That's enough to pay Mitchell her Supermax salary and still have room to sign another max player and a key veteran. The future in Indiana is looking bright.
This is the smartest thing for you. And there's no way that and there's no agent in the world that would tell Kelsey Mitchell not to sign with Indiana. To be honest, there is no agent in the world that will tell any player not to sign in Indiana.
Kelsey Mitchell's core designation is a big deal. It's only the 5th time in the Fever's 25-year history that a player has received this honor. And when you think about the legends who've played for this team, like Tamika Catchings, it shows just how much respect Mitchell has earned. Mitchell isn't taking this opportunity for granted either. She's been open about how much Indianapolis means to her, saying, "I've always seen Indianapolis as a home for me." It's clear she's deeply committed to this team and the city.
Like, if you're asking me what team should Kelsey Mitchell play for if she's, like, in reality, the answer is the Indiana Fever. Like, there's no basketball, there's no genuine basketball reason for her to play for anyone else. Is there even a non-basketball reason for her to play for the Fever? There's no, like, maybe if we're talking about, like, non-basketball reasons, like personal reasons maybe, but like off-the-court reasons, there's none either, so.
Think the excitement slows down in the off-season? Think again. It's just getting started. Remember all that extra cap space? Here's the plan. There's a 6'4" player set to hit the market, and she's got game changer written all over her. The best part? She's already dropped some big news about her current team. Ready for what could be a major shakeup?
And then also, you're one of the top free agents in this year. So, I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas.
We're talking about Satou Sabally. During a recent media session for Unrivaled, she made a huge announcement. "I've already played my last game in Dallas." Just like that, the entire WNBA free agency scene changed.
And I'm just excited. I'm excited for free agency. I'm able to talk to a lot of players outside the league because I have not played on a different team yet. And I'm excited to get to know them more on a personable level, but also knowing how they approach the game. And I just love having basketball conversations and high-level IQ conversations about the game to know where I will fit best in the future.
So, where's Satou headed? The New York Liberty are in the running, especially with her sister Niara already on the team. But don't count out the Indiana Fever. They might actually have the edge. Why? It all comes down to 2 words: cap space. The Fever have the money to offer Satou a max contract, something the Liberty can't do unless they unload assets and thin out their bench. With Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones all on max deals, the Liberty are tight on funds.
Yeah, to just following up there, I guess, because you said it's Satou, what was Dallas's reaction when you communicated that to them?
Obviously, at first they were still trying, but I think what is most effective is working with the player and listening to their wishes and hearing out how we can find the best solution for each other.
Imagine this lineup: Caitlin Clark running the point, Kelsey Mitchell at shooting guard, Lexi Hull on the wing, Satou Sabally at power forward, and Aja Boston controlling the paint. That's a nightmare for any team in the league. Last season, Sabally was already putting up impressive numbers: 18.6 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game. Now picture those stats with Caitlin Clark feeding her the ball. Clark's vision and passing skills could elevate Sabally's game to new heights, just like they boosted the performance of her teammates. And here's the exciting part. Sabally has been teasing the move on social media, getting Fever fans excited. She's been liking posts from fans urging her to join Indiana. One fan even wrote, "Would love to see you with the Fever." And Sabally liked it. But it's not just about social media. Her playing style is a perfect fit for the Fever. Her ability to stretch the floor, shooting 40.6% from 3 over the past 2 seasons, would give Boston more space to work in the paint. Plus, her defensive versatility would allow the Fever to switch seamlessly on defense, giving them a serious edge.
Caitlin is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things.
If Sabally does land in Indiana, we could be looking at the start of a dynasty. With Caitlin Clark, Aja Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Satu Sabally, that's a core capable of dominating the WNBA for years. This group has the potential to make multiple championship runs and build a lasting legacy.
Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. She's selling out gyms. Why would you hate against that? We had a sold-out home opener. I think it was a practice game, like it wasn't even serious. We benefited from that because now we have all our fans there, and they're excited, and you have new people coming into a market. She is her own economy, and that is amazing.
The Fever aren't putting all their eggs in one basket. They've got options. Gabby Williams from the Seattle Storm is also a strong backup plan. The suspense is real. Will Sabally join Indiana and help form a super team, or will another team make a last-minute move? The WNBA is about to undergo a big shift, and we're excited to see how it all unfolds.
Building quality depth is going to be important. You know, when you have a core three like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
Let's talk about Gabby Williams, a free agent who's caught the Fever's eye as they work on building their championship dream team. So why is Williams in the mix alongside Sabally? Simple. She brings a unique set of skills that could be the missing piece the Fever need. Defense is Williams' specialty. She's a lockdown defender who can disrupt offenses and force turnovers. But here's the twist. She's not just a defensive standout. When the pressure's on, Williams steps up offensively too. In last year's playoffs, she averaged 17 points per game, proving she can deliver in clutch moments. Williams's versatility is a coach's dream. She can play multiple positions, giving the Fever flexibility to adapt to different matchups. Picture her at small forward, freeing up Lexi Hull to come off the bench and light it up from three. Or imagine her at power forward, making the Fever line up lightning fast and hard to keep up with. Can Williams handle the pressure of a championship run? Absolutely. She's been through the fire, competing in the playoffs and even against Team USA in the Olympics. At just 27, she's entering her prime, right as the Fever are gearing up for a title push. Perfect timing. Analysts are excited about how Williams' defensive skills and scoring ability could complement Caitlin Clark's game. Imagine Clark making those incredible assists to a cutting Williams. That combination could have opposing coaches scrambling, but Williams offers more than just on-court ability. Coaches praise her work ethic and adaptability, intangibles that can turn a good team into a great one. Her playoff experience will be crucial for the younger players on the Fever, offering leadership when the stakes are at their highest.
This is a place where players can come and get better and be surrounded by an organization that supports you, where they're going to have everything they need to be successful.
So why are the Fever looking at Williams as part of their championship strategy? It's all about finding that perfect piece that ties everything together. Williams' mix of elite defense, clutch scoring, versatility, and experience could fill several gaps for the Fever, especially if she joins a star like Sabally. The Fever are clearly serious about building a championship-caliber team, and in the WNBA, every edge matters. Williams could be that secret ingredient that pushes them to the top. Her ability to impact both ends of the court, combined with her playoff experience, makes her a compelling option as the Fever aim to build a roster ready to compete for a title. With Williams on board, the Fever might just have found the final piece of their championship puzzle.
She's the reflection of what should happen in women's sport.
Boys, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The Indiana Fever are setting up something huge, with a master plan that's about to shake up the entire WNBA. At the heart of it all is a perfect storm brewing for a dynasty. Imagine this: a state-of-the-art facility, a roster loaded with talent, and smart free agency moves. The Fever are laying the groundwork for a championship future, and it all starts with one player, Caitlin Clark. We've all seen what Clark can do on the court. She's a game changer, making waves throughout the league. And here's the kicker. The Fever have seen a staggering fourfold increase in attendance. Clark is filling arenas, packing them to the rafters and proving she's the star power that could lead this team to greatness.